this opportunity. It's a pleasure and honor to be here today to shed some light on the main points of the Latvian presidency within the Council of the European Union. It's an honor to represent my country in this country. This is a great country, developing very well economically, very important political partner for Latvia, very important player within the European Union, and we have to cooperate closely for the benefit of our common goals to be achieved within the European Union and also bilaterally in bilateral cooperation and security field, security policy. Well, let me start with some introductory remarks about the Latvian presidency. It's a first presidency since Latvia joined the European Union, so everything is basically new for us. We are learning a lot of things. Our branch ministries are learning a lot of things which we didn't know, or we didn't know something from the management. So people are picking up things, learning quite fast, and will perform to their best possible, so to say, capacity, to a full capacity in Brussels, in Riga. Mostly it will be a Brussels-based presidency, and a lot of events also will take place in Riga. But of course, the main task force or the main action, of course, is taking place in Brussels. The practicalities, the practical day-to-day job, the meetings, the expert meetings, and all specific branches. Yeah, I would say that what we hope to achieve is, first of all, we hope to be an honest, responsible, and pragmatic broker. Those are probably the key words of Latvian presidency, the European Union. So we have to see also the presidency priorities in a wider context. It's for a trio presidency. Italy, Latvia, and Luxembourg will follow us. The challenges, probably the context and challenges for Latvian presidency. Well, we take up presidencies this year against a backdrop of geopolitical and security challenges. Be it inside the European Union or as recent tragic events at the beginning of January in Paris, the terrorist attacks show us, or also the events, complicated situations, complicated political situations, where we still have to seek solutions that are finding place in near or close to European borders, or also in the wider world, near Middle East and North Africa. And the challenges we see also in terms of economic situation within the European Union, because some economies are growing, like Romania does, like Latvia does, like Poland does, but some are in stagnation still, and we have to return to growth, union altogether, and there are also unacceptably high levels of unemployment still to be tackled. And one more challenge probably is to keep unity within the European Union, among the European Union members, when we decide upon very important foreign policy issues, security policy issues, or economic issues. Vis-a-vis, for instance, third countries. So, Latvian presidency priorities, we have two overreaching objectives, basically, to steer the work of the Council in order to fully overcome the economic and financial crisis, and to promote stability, security, and development, working hard and hand in hand with a High Representative and the European External Action Service. In order to reach those two objectives, we are going to concentrate on three subjects, basically. You can see them here on a slide. It's competitive Europe, digital Europe, and engaged Europe, with subsequent subjects, so to say, supporting those three areas of work. Well, speaking about the competitive Europe, I think this is this economic bloc. This is first and foremost what we are going to work on, and to facilitate economic growth and to facilitate investment. And therefore here in this area, the European investment plan with those 315 billion euros will be one of the main activity during the Latvian presidency. We welcome this significant move. We are going to put all the effort in order to ensure the effective Council's work on the investment plan for Europe, and all the conditions for the investment plan to start work must be finalized during the Latvian presidency. So economic growth is essential, it's basis. Internally, inside the European Union, for our citizens, it's providing the decent living standard, it supports the European ideals, it supports the idea of having the European Union. Externally, this serves this economic example or growing economy, good economic performance serves as an example and attraction for those countries who wish to associate themselves closer with the European Union. I would stop on digital Europe. The second element is also we see it in the context of ensuring the economic growth in the European Union. We would like to concentrate on promoting trust in the digital single market between the service providers and consumers, as well as remove barriers to cross-border trade and services. And we also will pay a particular attention to the safety in the digital environment, bringing forward such issues as data protection and cyber security. In general, we believe that digital aspects should be promoted by default, and we are also looking forward very much to hosting the annual digital assembly in Riga in June this year. The additional element probably where I would say is that we see this digital agenda as additional area for economic expansion within the European Union and hopefully also going across the borders. Because if we look today at the situation, that we have a lot of things, a lot of trade taking place in the internet. But when you look at the companies, when you look at those developments, and you will pretty soon see that those are, on most occasions, those are not European companies, those are companies from USA or other countries, and Europe is in a way lagging behind in this sector, which is a very important sector for and provides a lot of opportunities for economic growth. We also, as far as the economic bloc goes, I would mention also an important feature. We will be working on the energy issues, energy union. We support the creation of the energy union based on European energy security strategy, and of course this is also an important area for investments, for infrastructure projects linked to this European investment plan, because we have to build still connecting elements between our countries, connecting systems, pipelines, the electricity lines, and so on. So this is also providing an opportunity for economic growth, for additional jobs, but also providing, in a longer perspective, security of supply of energy sources, or at least more balanced, so to say, more balanced system. So of course we are also going to work on the strengthening the single market and effectively implementing the European semester and the renewed Europe 2020 strategy, mainstreaming industrial competitiveness, enhancing employment, especially what concerns the youth employment, and further deepening the economic and monetary union. Of course, we do recognize there is Latvia joined the Eurozone on January last year. Lithuania, our neighbors, joined January this year. So we will be very happy also to see Romania joining the euro currency area in the future. There are lots of challenges, but I would tell you that The euro works very well, very fine in Latvia, especially in those current circumstances when there is lots of insecurities, lots of instability outside the European Union borders. It's a very stark contrast when you go to Latvia today and see how people enjoy the stability of the currency, and it's unaffected basically by those events taking place in the conflict regions or sanctions and countermeasures imposed by Russian Federation. So it doesn't have any impact on the currency stability in Latvia, despite the fact that this is taking place right on our doorsteps. Engaged Europe, of course, is another priority I would like to mention that concerns the main objective of the Latvian presidency will be to promote stability, security and development in the world, working hand in hand with the High Representative and External Action Service. Our Minister of Foreign Affairs is very active. He visited already at the beginning of the year, he visited Ukraine, he visited Moscow, he held talks with his counterpart in Moscow, Minister Lavrov, of course mostly concerning the events in Ukraine. Of course there was no breakthrough, but we have to keep a dialogue open. We have to remain firm on basic principles about the finding solution to this conflict going on there. The Minsk agreements form the basis of the next steps to be taken, and the principal solution must be found which respects the Ukrainian territorial integrity and non-violation of internationally recognized borders of Ukraine. Well, we have defined Eastern Partnership, of course, also as one of the priorities of Latvian presidency. As you well know, probably there will be an Eastern Partnership Summit taking place in Riga on 21st, 22nd of May, where we will discuss the future of the Eastern Partnership. We have a lot of job to do there, a lot of work to do there, because we have to make some decisions, we have to evaluate the progress of Eastern Partnership, and we have to make some decisions about how do we continue there, make decisions how we tailor individual approaches to those countries of the Eastern Partnership. And there are different countries with different interests in there, individual countries who have slightly different interests, so to say, as far as their cooperation towards the European Union is taking place. So we have to take individual approach, we have to make some decisions, and we have to evaluate how successful we have been so far.